Hello, beautiful members of the Reinvention Project community. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Reinvention news, and I got a lot to tell you. So I hope you're ready. Let's start with just the growth of the community. We had another coffee hour yesterday in which I had a wonderful conversation with Tarek again. And we talked a lot about things that we've just done outside of the community, but also how much this community becomes a part of the day-to-day life. With him going on his trip in the desert, which was super cool. And again, thank you for sharing the pictures and videos of that trip. But what we also talked about is that it's exciting to share these things. You know, we started with a challenge and we started with growing together in a challenge and experiencing these things which open up new doors in your real life and day-to-day life again. So I'm really loving, I feel that myself as well. School, of course, is or did become a part of my day-to-day life. But it's been amazing to hear that from our members as well, that this is just a part of a rhythm that we're in together, or just, you know, social interactions that we have with the coffee hour where we get to see each other. So now it's just been amazing. The community is slowly growing, and the Instagram page is growing a lot. So hopefully we will get some people that discover what the Reinvention Project is about on Instagram to also join us here in Skool. That would be exciting. So if they do, be sure to shoot them a message and welcome them. But I'll obviously make a newbie post, which I do every week. Last week we got a churn, so our newbie post was actually about the churn that we had, and I noticed that not everybody knows what that is, what a churn means. It's a bit of school language maybe for the people that run a community. So a churn is just somebody that leaves the community, which is fine. Of course, there can be different reasons for somebody to leave a community. It could be that you're just done with the community, or you've found what you needed and want to move on to another one. I know that a lot of people join a lot of communities very enthusiastic. I myself am one of those people as well. And then you get a bit overwhelmed with the amount of work or the amount of posts that happen in there. So what I did is send this person actually a message to just ask, hey, I saw that you left. Can I ask why? And maybe get some feedback to improve the community as well. And we had a wonderful conversation about that. She said it's definitely not the vibe in the community. She loved seeing what we're doing and how people are connecting to each other, and the messages and the comments that she got as well. But it was just too much at this time, too much going on in life. So I think that's a very fair point. We all need to take in account our boundaries and how much we can take on in a day-to-day. So that was the reason that she decided to leave, which I think is a very good and very healthy reason. But she also gave some feedback on the structure of the community. She said that she really liked the categories that we have and the way that people are posting in that. So for all of you as well, keep doing that in that way. We have our day-to-day check-ins, things specifically for the 10-day challenge, and then just general discussion, new things. It makes it very clear for somebody new that enters the community to see what are they interested in, what posts do they want to get. But it was a bit lot because it's a very active community. And I've heard this before from other members, so I just wanted to tell you guys again that you can turn on your notifications on and off. This goes for your emails as well. So just look at the settings of the community in your profile. Maybe I'll just post a video about how to do that specifically, because I've been noticing that not everybody can find it, and for me it took a while as well before I figured out you can do that for every community on its own. So you can decide from one community maybe you do want all the notifications, from another community you don't, or if you just want to a heads up for certain posts. You can do this quite specifically of what you want to get notified about. And with the emails as well, I would just say turn them off. I've turned them off for all the communities. The only thing that I still get in my email is from the Reinvention Project if a new member joins, because that's very important because I have to approve them. But for all of them, I just turn them off because I get the notifications in the app, and it makes it a bit cleaner for me. And at least it gave me a bit more of an oversight, because now I know where to find the things that I want to find, and I can just check for new messages within the community as well. So just know that you can turn these settings on and off, specifically for your inbox, because it can become a lot. If you get an email for every notification, if there's busy days, it adds on. So I think that's a very fair point. But besides that, the feedback was just nice community, good vibes, very supportive. So that's also a thank you to all of you here that keep on doing what you're doing, keep connecting to each other, finding each other, and all the comments on other people's posts are very much appreciated. I see that as well, that the input is so nice and positive and helpful as well for the things that are a bit harder to talk about sometimes. So keep doing that. That was our first churn. It was a bit of heartbreak for me, but it was a good one to have this experience, and I think some nice feedback on what's happening here. Then the big news, of course, I'm working on tier 1. I wanted to have that, one of my goals for Skool was to have that online before the carnival starts. Well, officially it starts on Sunday, but we are starting to celebrate on Friday already. So there will be a little time for me to work on it on Saturday. I already looked into activating it, so it's there, and I'm just working on the content still. I put up a poll last week to see what are you guys interested in. Some of you responded in the comments or in the poll, and some of you sent me a DM. Both of that is very much appreciated. So thank you for your input. And I think an overall theme, especially for the members that have done the 10-day challenge, and then we already opened up the daily check-in so that you can continue to do your check-ins there. And of course, if things in life just happen, then you can always post it in the general discussion. But something that I've noticed in all of your stories and feedback, self-care and goal setting. I think that's kind of what I narrowed it down to, that is a continuous process, that especially the 10-day challenge is very helpful in getting that Kickstarter of how do I do this, but then afterwards, how do you continue that, especially if you're out of that momentum of the challenge. You know, when we did it, we started with the group together, and then after that, the second group started. I think it was 3 or 4 of you that already started at the same moment. So you see, it's like posting, and you have that momentum and the vibe of doing this work together. But then afterwards, you need to continue that, and that's a bit more challenging. So self-care is something, a main topic that I've seen in our community, but also just on the platform itself. And on Instagram, I've also seen it from the DMs that I got or just comments and messages that I see under my post, that it's keeping your boundaries in account, making sure that you get enough rest, or if things happen and get too hectic, how do I manage that? So that's what's the first thing I'm gonna post in the first tier is a self-care challenge. It's gonna be a 7-day challenge, in which we look into more what is self-care. So if I say self-care, it's still a bit vague. Yes, you have to take care of yourself, but if that's not a spa day, then what is that? It was in one of the days of the 10-day challenge where we did the self-care week. But in the self-care challenge, we're going to zoom into what is that, what different parts of self-care can you think of, what can you focus on, and how do you have to do that to continuously keep your self-care on track. So that's something I'm working on. I have written down everything I want to be part of it. So now I'm just making the exercises and the structure of the challenge, and then I need to record some videos. So I don't think that's going to be completely finished this week, but I'm working on it very hard, and it will be the first thing released in the paid tier. And then goal setting, I'm creating a workbook for that. We've talked about it 2 weeks ago as well in the coffee hour, about how important it is to use certain words. If you express your goals or your wishes, or what's the difference between setting a goal or expressing a wish. So that's what this workbook is going to be about as well, to zoom into that a bit more with the information that you guys already got in the 10-day challenge. But then elevate it a bit so that you can make sure with everything, every part of your life, that you know how to set a goal, what words to use, how to write it down, what things to think of and take into account if you set a goal, and to practice with that a bit more in a fun way. Because just as the self-care and the 10-day challenge, I want it to be fun. Your personal development and your personal growth should be fun. Yes, it gets very real sometimes here, but my main goal is just for all of you to enjoy that, to enjoy working on yourself, on your growth, working on your businesses, on your communities, on whatever it is that you're doing. and just enjoy that challenge with yourself sometimes, and then definitely the result of it, because that is the most what I think is the most awesome thing that's happening here, to see all of you having these results. And it goes up and down like life does. We flow left and right. But all in all, I just want all of you to be as excited to reinvent yourself and your careers and your life every single day. So goal setting is going to be the workbook. I put the price on $25, I think. I tend to say euros, but I think in Skool it might be dollars. But at least I put it on 25. So that's going to be the start of it. It's going to be a monthly fee. Workbooks are a part of it. There's going to be more, of course, in the upcoming months. I will keep working on the tier 1 to put more content in there, more videos, more workbooks, things to work on. But I think 1 or 2 of these topics a month is already a lot. So we're just going to start with the self-care and the goal setting. And the goal setting is going to be more structured there as well. So we've talked about, or some of you suggested, to having a goal setting session. We do that in a post now. But in the tier 1, it's actually going to be like a coaching session. So once a month, we get together, everybody that's in there. We see what goals have you worked on, what were your results from last month, what do you want to work on in this month, and how are we going to do that. And this is also an opportunity to have a bit of a group coaching for me to zoom into all the individual goals with everyone, reflect on it a bit, but also to make sure that you have everything you need to achieve your goals. So that is, that's going to be part of it. We're going to start with 25, whatever it is, probably dollars, and then slowly grow it. So if there's more things that you would like to see in there, always shoot me a message, because I have a list of all the ideas that I have, but I like to have it include all the ideas and the wishes that all of you have. So know where to find me. That's it for now. Next week for the coffee hour, I will put it on the calendar. I will not be there, but I've tested it out in the last time, so all of you should be able to just enter and have a coffee hour even if I'm not there. So it's not set to my account, but it's just in there on the platform. So that should be possible. It'll be a test. But the thing is that I will be celebrating Carnival, so I'll be actually in town dressed up as a Star Wars character, which I will definitely send some photos and videos about here as an update. So I won't be able to make it there, but I would like it, of course, if all of you still find each other and have the coffee hour, and then we'll circle back to it the week after. I will definitely be there, and there will be a reinvention news. Might be a little short one next week, but I'm continuously I'm going to continue to do that every Wednesday to just keep you guys posted on everything new here with the Reinvention Project. So I'm excited about that. That was it from me. If you have anything else, comment, share, DM me. There's been a bit more DMing in the last week. I've noticed that the whole platform, or the whole world maybe, is just having a bit of a breather. It's been a lot January, a lot of active energy, and now everybody's just slowing down a bit and overthinking maybe, but also just readjusting goals and paths that we're walking, which is good. I've posted about it. For me, it's always a bit uncomfortable because I love this active energy. I'm very good with that, but with the peace and quiet, it gets a bit uncomfortable for me sometimes. But I love that you guys still know where to find me in my DMs. So keep doing that, and I will see you soon. I will post something in my gratitude again tonight. See you in the posts and the comments, and there will be a new news next Wednesday. Bye bye.